Hi crochet friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stefania, and today I thought I would show you how to take a ball of yarn and turn it into a crochet succulent. This tutorial is very beginner friendly. We just use a magic ring and a single crochet stitch. If you don't know how to do this, don't worry, I'll show you every step of the way. If you like these tutorials, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you would want to see a tutorial for next. If you love the video, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. I make new videos every week, including crochet tutorials, check-in videos, and other craft content. With all that out of the way, let's get on to the tutorial. For this tutorial, you'll need your choice of yarn. I'm using DK weight. A hook that works with the weight of yarn you're using. This one is a 4mm Susan Bates hook. A pair of scissors or something else to cut your yarn with, and a yarn needle. We will be making 2 different size leaves, 3 small and 5 large. The leaves all start in the same way with a magic ring, so let's get started. We'll take our yarn and wrap it around 2 fingers. Insert the hook underneath both of those yarns, and then take the working end of the yarn and wrap it around the hook. Pull that loop through, yarn over, and pull the loop through. We're going to put 6 single crochets into the magic ring. So you insert your hook into the ring, yarn over, pull over, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 single crochet. Now here's 5 more. And 6 single crochets. We'll then pull the tail tight to close up that circle. Then we'll insert our hook into that first stitch. And going over the tail of the yarn, we'll put a single crochet in the first stitch. We'll continue putting 1 single crochet stitch into each of the 6 stitches. We'll then turn this piece so that the right side is facing out. The next step is to do 6 single crochets and then an increase. And then our increase is 2 single crochets into the same stitch. So there's 1 and 2. Now for the small leaves, we're gonna repeat this pattern 3 more times. So that's 6 single crochets, then an increase. We should then have 10 stitches all the way around the circle. Now we're just going to do 3 rounds of 10 single crochets. When you're done with these rounds, we're going to squeeze the piece to flatten it and insert our hook through stitches on both sides and do a single crochet to close it and all the way down the edge of the piece. When you're at the end, you can yarn over, pull a little bit of a tail. We don't need any tail for sewing in, so go ahead and cut a short tail. And there's the small leaf complete. For the large leaf, we start in the same way with our magic circle and 6 single crochets. tighten to close the circle, and then single crochet in each of those 6 stitches. Turn the piece right side out and do 6 single crochets and then an increase. Instead of doing 6 single crochets and an increase 4 times like we did for the small leaf, we're going to repeat this 6 times to result in 12 stitches around. When we have 12 stitches around, we're then going to do 4 rounds of 12 single crochets. When those rounds are complete, we'll again flatten the piece and crochet through both sides to close. Now with the first 4 of the large leaves, you'll do the same where you chain 1 and cut a short tail, but because this is the 5th leaf I've made, I'm going to leave the yarn attached. Now that we've got all 8 leaves made, it's time to attach them and turn them into a succulent. Starting with the one that we've still got the yarn attached to, you can see that there's 5 single crochets along the top. We're going to single crochet into the first 3 of them, insert our hook into the 4th stitch, and then pick up the next leaf and insert our hook into the first stitch of that leaf. You can push the tail of that leaf's yarn over and single crochet over the top. You'll put your hook into the last stitch of the first leaf and the second stitch of the new leaf, and again crochet them together over the top of the tail. Because the second leaf also has 5 stitches, we're going to single crochet into that 3rd stitch, and then again join in the next leaf in the following stitch. Now when you're on your last large leaf, you'll again put the single crochet in that 3rd stitch, and in the 4th stitch we're going to attach our first small leaf. Now these ones only have 4 single crochets, So we're going to change up the pattern a little bit. We'll do the 4th and 1st stitch, the 5th and 2nd stitch, but then instead of having one by itself, we're going to attach the next small leaf into the 3rd stitch of the 1st small leaf. And we'll do that again with the last small leaf, attaching it with 2 left in the previous leaf. Now, with the last small leaf, you'll do a single crochet in the 3rd stitch. When we get to the last stitch, we'll insert our hook and then fold the leaf over so that it's in half lengthwise. And you'll then insert your hook into a stitch there and single crochet those 2 together so that the first small leaf will have this fold in it. You can then yarn over and pull a long tail. We're going to use this for sewing together the succulent, so don't be afraid of making it a little long. You can see our succulent starting to form a bit here. So starting with the smallest leaf, the one that has the fold in it, you'll begin to roll your succulent up. And the end should kind of correspond where the first one of the large leaves starts. But we still have to sew it together so that it stays like this. So we'll take our yarn needle and thread our yarn through that. I like to start by unraveling the succulent again, just so I can access those innermost stitches a bit easier. So you can see this is where our yarn is tied off, and I'm going to just insert my needle pretty much where that reaches and pull through. Then you can kind of partially rotate your succulent around and push through all of these single crochet stitches. Rotate it a bit and repeat. So back and forth through the end of your succulent until all of the leaves are nice and secure. You'll know it's secure when you can let go of your succulent and it stays together without having to hold it together. When you're content with how much you've sewn, you can now tie it off. I like to just insert my needle through one of the loops, and before pulling it through, I wrap the end around the needle. And then when you pull it through, it makes a little knot. You can do that twice just to make sure it's extra secure. And there you have it. Your succulent is done, and you have a nice long tail to sew it on to whatever piece you want to incorporate this succulent into. Thanks so much for watching until the end of the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on also making a succulent. I typically use mine to make my crochet plant pots, but you can also make different kinds of accessories or whatever you can come up with. If you end up crocheting a succulent and posting it on Instagram, tag me at Art by Stefania. I'd love to see what you make. Come back next week to see what I have next in store. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.